Hello friends, let's talk about a landmark decision taken by the government of India that aims to safeguard one of our most vulnerable populations, that is our children. The recent ban on cough and cold syrups containing the fixed dose combination of chlorpheniramine maleate and phenylephrine hydrochloride for use in children below the age of 4 years is a significant step in ensuring pediatric drug safety. Why has this decision been made now? Actually, this move comes after careful evaluation of adverse drug reaction data and global safety concerns, particularly those raised by the WHO about the risks of pediatric syrups. The combination, though effective in older children and adults, has been found to cause serious side effects in younger children, including slowed breathing, excessive drowsiness, and in rare cases, even fatal reactions also. Now let's understand in a very easy language about the different authorities and committees which took this decision after proper assessment of this case. Actually, CDSCO, that is Central Drugs Standard Control Organization, New Delhi, is India's national regulatory body under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It is headed by DCGI, that is Drugs Controller General of India, who oversees drug approvals, safety monitoring, etc. Current DCGI is Dr. Rajiv Singh Raghuvanshi. And there is a division of this CDSCO known as DTAB, that is Drugs Technical Advisory Board. Actually, this DTAB is India's apex statutory body on technical matters related to drug regulation, and there is one more committee, Subject Expert Committee. Yes, there are certain subject expert committees which are also the parts of this CDSCO. So these both authorities, DTAB and these subject expert committee, these both authorities independently assessed the availability data and jointly recommended that this combination in the cough syrups should no longer be used in the children under 4 years of age. And if we further talk about DTAB, this DTAB is a division of CDSCO and is the highest statutory advisory body on technical matters related to drugs and cosmetics in India. It advises the CDSCO or DCGI and the ministry also on the complex drug related matters, especially when safety or public health is involved. So here the case of these cough syrups involves re-evaluation of an existing drug combination, this fixed dose combination, with significant safety concerns in pediatric use. This required expert opinion and risk benefit analysis, which falls under DTAB's domain. So the DTAB provides the recommendation and the CDSCO or DCGI implements it. They work in coordination. Now coming to the next authority, that is the subject expert committees. These are also the parts of this CDSCO and are the panels of domain specific independent experts. It means each subject expert committee is disease area specific. For example, oncology for cancers, cardiology for heart diseases, and pediatrics in case of children, etc. So, for example, in the case of these cough syrups, the domains which are involved in this committee are children, pharmaceutical grade drugs, and the adverse effects of these drugs. So, the respective subjects for the committee in this case are pediatrics, pharmacology, and toxicology. And also know that the experts of these subject expert committees are appointed by CDSCO. These SECs are responsible for evaluating new drugs, biologics, and FDCs for safety, efficacy, and public health impact. So here, in the case of these cough syrups, the SEC for respiratory or pediatric drugs reviewed adverse drug reaction reports, evaluated global data and WHO warnings, and finally recommended restrictions on the use of this FDC in children under 4. And also know that number 1, SECs are more frequently involved, faster, and often the first level of expert review. Number 2, DTAB meets infrequently, for example, a few times a year, mainly for big picture decisions like framing or amending laws or schedules, for example, banning a class of drugs, and national level safety or regulatory directions, and final approvals after expert reviews. And the members in this DTAB includes senior scientists, DCGI, drug controllers of states, ICMR, and AMS, etc. Number 4, if a case is sensitive, controversial, or policy affecting, DCGI may refer it to DTAB for final advice. Number 5, DTAB's recommendation is considered binding for the government in many cases, especially regarding bans, warnings, or rule changes. Thus, DTAB or SECs provide recommendations based on scientific evidence, clinical experience, and pharmacovigilance reports. And based on these recommendations, CDSCO or DCGI then executes the regulatory action such as banning the use, modifying the labels, or issuing circulars. Thus, we can see here that DCGI acts as the licensing authority. The CDSCO implements policies, SECs evaluate technical merits, and DTAB provides the final authoritative advisory input for policy and safety measures. Going forward, all syrups containing this FDC must now carry a bold label clearly warning not to be used in the children below 4 years of age. Though this is a strong warning, but don't confuse this warning with black box warning. Yes, black box warning is a term primarily used in the United States, referring to the most severe type of warning issued by the US Food and Drug Administration, that is USFDA. And basically this black box warning is placed inside a bold black border, indicating a serious or life-threatening risk, while similar serious warnings in India, like that on these cough syrups, can appear as bold cautionary labels or boxed warnings on the packaging. Just look at the difference between these two formats in this image. So this Indian origin warning on these cough syrups does not qualify as a formal black box warning, which is the strictest form of alert typically reserved for life-threatening risks and issued in boxed format by regulators like USFDA. Nonetheless, it signals a serious risk requiring immediate attention from clinicians and pharmacists alike. India's this spirit decision is not an isolated move. It aligns with global regulatory tightening around pediatric drug safety. In countries around the world, a growing emphasis is being placed on age-appropriate formulations and evidence-based pediatric pharmacotherapy. Safe alternatives such as saline nasal drops, humidification, or physician guided symptomatic care are available and should be preferred over this unsupervised over the counter medications in small children. In conclusion, we can say that it is a very momentous decision and it is in the alignment with international safety standards. It is also a call to all of us in the medical and pharmaceutical community to stay vigilant, informed, and committed to safe prescribing, especially for our youngest patients. So I hope that you have found this video useful and important, and soon I will be back with the next interesting and important video. So stay connected and thanks.